The idea was to rely on the imagination of the audience and leave the horrors for them to experience through their own imagination. And by limiting the amount of information that reaches the viewers, I think we created something that is more effective.
David Cohen from Variety here. This is Artisans, and our guest this week is Matyas Erdely, the director of photography for Son of Saul, Hungary's entry in the foreign language film Oscar race. This story of a concentration camp inmate in search of a rabbi to perform a burial uses cinematography in startling ways to explore the psychology of a man barely clinging to sanity.
The amount of information that you have, the visual information you have, is very limited and very controlled by us filmmakers in a way. We chose a very old aspect ratio, it's called economy, which is almost like a portraiture. You could say that we cut the size of the frame off.
We normally call the current aspect ratios widescreen, so you could say this is narrow screen.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like a square screen. The other thing that I think is very important to this was the camera pretty much always stays very, very close to the lead character of the film. And by doing that, we also created a background that is out of focus and very difficult to read. So basically, the fundamental idea was chaos. So nothing that is surrounding this character is understandable. So all the languages, there are 8 languages in the film, and he's never sure where he is. He's lost, he's always lost. And by making these choices, we try to create an atmosphere for the audience that is a bit similar to what the character must have been going through.
I felt like the character had shut everything out.
He knows that he's gonna be killed soon. One way to stay sane in a way is to turn your feelings off, basically. Almost become a robot in a way. This character created a world around himself that is very, very limited. So it basically feels that he is almost in his own universe. To show that on film, our approach was to have the camera very, very close to the main character throughout the film. I think the first shot, in a way, is a tool to bring you into the story. You don't know what you're looking at. It's almost like a watercolor. Then slowly realizing that little movement is actually a human being, and that human being is actually walking towards you. And then when he steps into his close-up, that's the first moment when you meet this character. It was a way to very quickly establish the visual rules of the film.
The whole thing is so audacious. It takes these cinematic tools of depth of field and framing and aspect ratio and turns them into creative tools in a way we haven't seen very much.
You know, the concept was to create a visual experience that somehow represents the state of mind that this character is in. So we basically went as far as we could with those tools. I think we kind of reached the maximum of what can be done in a way.
Ne boncolja fel a fiút. Adja így.
Tell us about shooting it. Was this hard to shoot?
Very much so. I think it was a combination of mental and physical challenges. We rehearsed enough times without rolling the camera that all the movement became muscle memory. So it was almost like a dance routine that Geza, the actor, and myself danced together. It required a huge amount of concentration and a huge amount of, I would say, brain power to just to remember the movements.
So he can't improvise and you can't improvise.
That is correct. During these very early rehearsals, I felt that if I am reacting to what Geza was doing, I'm already late. So in a way, I had to be anticipating his next step or his next move. These tools are very simple. You can choose whatever aspect ratio you want, and you can have the camera close to an actor. It's something that filmmakers are not exploring enough. I really love films that are bold, and I wish I'd see more films that are experimenting with these very simple tools and combining them in an interesting way.
Please share this video, click like, And let us know what you think in the comments. We love making these videos, and your shares, like, and comments help us keep on making them. For more Artisans reports on cinematography, click on the right-hand box to see Mandy Walker talk about shooting dramatic interiors for Truth. Click on the left to see John Seal talk about shooting Mad Max Fury Road. To be sure you never miss an Artisans video, click on the subscribe button. That'll get you on the Variety channel. There's a new Artisans video every week, so come back soon. We'll see you then.